What stupid thing did you spend tons of money on?
1,500 hair extensions. I hate myself for doing that.
My fiancée almost did this. I talked her out of it. Thank God. I spent $200 at Disneyland. On a bubble shooting gun. And about $180 on bubbles. Edit, $200 total. Gun cost me $20 and I spent $180 on bubbles. Going out to eat. I always budget like $400 for food a month, and it actually ends up being like $900 because of how much I eat out. Yeah, I also spend ludicrous amounts of money on food because I don't like to cook. I'm trying to switch to easy to prep meals, but eating out is so much easier. And you know what is easier and more expensive than all of that? Delivery. A metal detector for when I lost my college ring. I lost the ring during a party I threw. I thought I lost it outside and freaked out and bought a metal detector to find it. Turns out it was on my desk underneath a dollar bill. I was really horny and drunk, so I bought a custom sex doll for $3K. Duct tape. When I was around 12 to 13, I spent tons of money on duct tape to make wallets and shit. I was good at it, but it really was a waste. I had a crate full of about 30 to 40 rolls. Good times. That's a lot of duct tape, but at least you always have some on hand when needed. A hoverboard I never got. 12-year-old me was very stupid and I had just got an ATM card to cash out of my saved up money in the bank. So browsing Instagram one day, I see an ad for a hoverboard for only $100. Of course, though, it's a scam company, which I believed. I proceeded to buy one of those Visa gift cards for $100 and DM the Instagram account my card's info. One day later and my card history said it was all spent at Walmart. However, when I messaged the account who scammed me, they convinced me that something just went wrong and I should redo with a new card. So for some reason, stupid 12-year-old me got another $100 card and sent all that info again. Same deal. I lost $200 of my $1,500 savings account on an internet scam. Yeah, I learned from that mistake. Went to a different city to meet a girl I met on internet, booked flight tickets and hotels on advance for 3 days. She didn't turn up. This is one of the biggest regrets of my life. I bought an $450 bong, then stopped smoking weed. 300 vape nicotine, not weed vape, sitting in the dresser for a few years now. Everything Disney I bought when I used to work for Disney World. They know what they are doing, they really do get you there. Like I clearly don't need a lightsaber, talking Yoda, or large Mickey Mouse plush. But yet I have them. And I have to explain to everyone who visits my apartment. Don't beat yourself up. Everybody needs a lightsaber. I spent $400 on a cowbell signed by Will Ferrell. To be fair, it doubled as a donation to charity. Still, regret. Sims expansion packs, that shit racks up in costs so fucking fast. But we want our virtual people to ride horses and get better jobs and turn into vampires. Interest. When I was young and stupid, I bought a car I couldn't afford. Put bills on credit cards when I lived beyond my means because I grew up poor and was never taught how to budget properly. 5 years ago I paid that car off, still drive it to this day and plan on driving it until it dies on me. Consolidated my CCs into a low-interest loan with automatic payments. 28 more months and I'll be debt-free. It took me far too long to understand how to budget and use my money properly. I spent £30 on Shaq Fu for the Mega Drive when I was a kid and still regret it. Saving that much took me months. Booze. Fucking alcohol. I don't even want to know how many tens of thousands of dollars I've dropped on it. Was it fun at the time? Sure, I guess. Except the hangovers. And regrettable behavior while drunk. And it eventually screwed with my brain chemistry so much that it changed my personality and I became depressed and riddled with the anxiety that I thought I'd been drinking away. Turns out it just makes it worse in the long run. A friend once said, getting drunk is basically just borrowing happiness from tomorrow. True enough, but the trade-off isn't fair at all, and ultimately if you use it frequently it's just purely destructive, even if it does provide a few laughs at the time. So much money spent on that stuff, but I've been sober for 6 months now, finally feeling almost normal again, and I'm never looking back. Bath bombs. It's literally money down the drain. Lush is evil. You'd be a block away and smell it. Which turns into yes, $5 is a reasonable price to spend per bath. A Snoop Dogg concert. Snoop was so fucked up on something that he didn't sing a single word. Someone stood behind a podium with a MacBook and played old Snoop songs over the PA. Snoop hobbled around on stage and threw joints from a bag at the same people in the front row over and over again. Every now and then he would wobble over to the mic and yes something like a hype man like, "Yeah, ha, that's right," etc. Still feel betrayed to this day and get irrationally upset when the Reddit hive mind praises Snoop Dogg on a daily basis. Textbooks that the professor never used despite being required. Insulin. It's stupid I have to spend tons of money on insulin. You lack self-control. I have never, ever bought insulin. Granted, I don't have diabetes, but still. I spent thousands on Domino's past few years. Small cheese pizza. Every time. Even when the medium or large was cheaper. A really strange preference I could not get rid of. It started when my father passed unexpectedly from cancer and I found myself too depressed to cook. He was the person I talked to most. Had it once a day on really bad weeks. Been eating more diverse meals lately, but I still have some cravings. Ironically gained weight when I quit the trend, haha. Luckily the staff was super chill. Although they had so many new hires, I'm convinced I may have funded them myself, haha. My suspicions weren't far off as it turns out. Later, the manager personally thanked me and said I helped the business a lot. Not my proudest feat. Clash of Clans $200. I haven't done this in a while, but I used to spend ridiculous amounts of money commissioning artists online. While it's not really a stupid thing to spend money on, because I like to support artists as much as I can, it got to a point where I was spending half of my wages or sometimes more on them. Honestly, it was almost like I was addicted to just throwing money at artists to see my characters portrayed in different genres and scenarios. I still enjoy looking at the various pieces I commissioned, but every time I see them now I can't help but cringe at how many there and how much money I must have spent in total. Super easy trap to fall into if that's your thing. Tens of thousands of dollars on a degree I never even finished. I spend all of my wages making sure I have somewhere to sleep, wash and eat just so I can go to work to afford to sleep, wash and eat, and if you have a family, you also get to clean that place for free when you didn't even make the mess. Kombucha. It's cheap to make, but I never get around to it. Quit soda over a decade ago, and kombucha really hits that fizzy, sweet craving while allowing me to pretend I'm being healthy. One of those ab belts that shocks your muscles into contracting to give you a six-pack. Newsflash, it didn't work, but it did shock the crap out of me. Edit, for everyone telling me about body fat and toning doesn't work and blah blah. I was a 19-year-old, 125-pound female soldier with the 101st Airborne Division. Some of the SF, Ranger, and infantry guys I worked with said they were using them. I just had this little fat pooch I was hoping to get rid of. Swimsuit season was coming. College. Not that the education was stupid and it did get me a good job, but I did it wrong and took out loans instead of spending less on dining out and other shenanigans. I definitely should have paid it off semester by semester. You're welcome, Navient. A garden man, you never think about how pricey trees are or the recommended 3 or 5, 7, 9 multipliers on plant purchases. The idea is that you want drifts of plants, not dots of singular, unrelated plants. And that's just the plants. Well, plants need good soil and nice mulch. Good feed. How are you going to reach and experience the plants? Paths made out of pavers or bricks, of course, nice tools to keep everybody in shape. Ornamental rocks, benches, patios, planter boxes, pots, decor. What about the animals? Feeders, bird baths, nesting spots, bug, hotels. And, unless you're magic, some plants will die. The bark chips will fade, a crow will pull out your plants, a squirrel will kill your bulbs searching for peanuts that the idiot neighbor just tosses around. So, it multiplies. But OMG, I love it. Timeshare condo in Park City. Had one good vacation there in 6 years of ownership because it was so damn hard to get an available week. At least I was well off enough to buy with cash. Never buy one of these. It's treated like property, it comes with an open-ended maintenance contract and, unlike real property, there is no secondary market, so you can't sell it. Just don't buy it. However, since then, I've never hesitated to take their free tickets and offers since then. I listen to their pitch and then just tell the salesperson, there is literally nothing they can do, say or show me to get me to buy. Subscribe to the channel, like, and watch other videos.